How did a Roman whipping ritual turn into the romantic holiday we call Valentine's Day? Every February 14th, we celebrate the holiday known as Valentine's Day, named for the feast day of Saint Valentine. You may know it for its cheesy greeting cards, expensive chocolate, lots of roses, little cherubs, and of course, dating and love. However, when we look at early Christian calendars, they list more than a single martyr with this specific name. But to understand where the day really comes from, we have to go back much further. In ancient Rome, a festival known as Lupercalia was traditionally held on February 15th. It was a public religious festival that was celebrated near the Lupercal cave on Palatine Hill. Ancient writers describe sacrifices of goats and, a dog. Afterwards, priests known as the Luperci cut the hides from goats into strips, then entered the city and ran around striking people. It was believed that being hit by these strips of hide would make women fertile. Plutarch, one of these ancient writers, notes that the magistrates and many young men of noble families run through the city naked, and in their jesting and merrymaking, strike those whom they meet with shaggy thongs. These early accounts seem to represent the festival more along the lines of a civic rite in the public space, rather than romance or courtship. By late antiquity, Christian leaders such as Pope Gelasius I basically put the kibosh on Lupercalia and forbade participation in the festival. February 14th already existed within the church calendar as the feast day of Saint Valentine. But in the case of Lupercalia, the surviving documents don't clearly show that one holiday directly replaced the other. And most historians treat them as separate traditions that just happen to fall around the same time. But where did the association with romance come from? Well, it appeared later in medieval literature rather than Roman or early Christian writing. Geoffrey Chaucer connected the date with romance in his poem, The Parliament of Fowls. For this was on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl comes there his mate to take. This line in the poem itself became pretty popular, and the idea spread around through later customs. As we get to the 18th century, in Britain, people were exchanging small handwritten notes for the holiday. These often included folded paper cards or short poems passed between sweethearts. Printing became cheaper, and thus proper Valentine's Day cards became affordable to far more people. Stores began selling pre-made valentines in bulk, and what started as a curious roaming ritual eventually became a modern-day cheesy holiday now worth billions in cards and candy. So despite the flowers and chocolate, the history behind the date is a lot older and a lot stranger than most people expect. Happy Valentine's Day!